suicide following a failed coup against Constantine the Great. 311 Megaloras died. Licinius and Maximinus agreed to divide the Eastern Empire between themselves. Civil Wars of the Tetrarchy. Constantine the Great concluded an alliance with Licinius, offering his half-sister Flavia Julia Constantia to him in marriage. Civil Wars of the Tetrarchy. Maximinus entered a secret alliance with Maxentius. 3 December Diocletian died, possibly from suicide. 31228 October Battle of the Milvian Bridge. Constantine the Great had a vision of the cross appearing over the sun at the Ponte Milvio with the words in this sign, conquer. His forces defeated and killed Maxentius. 313 February Constantine the Great and Licinius issued the Edict of Milan, providing for restitution to Christians injured during the persecutions. March Licinius married Constantia. 30 April Battle of Cyrillum. Licinius defeated a vastly numerically superior force loyal to Maximinus at modern Corlu. Maximinus fled to Nicomedia. August Maximinus died at Tarsus. 3148 October Battle of Cybele. Constantine the Great dealt a bloody defeat to Licinius's forces at modern Vinkovci. 317 Battle of Mardia. After a bloody battle, probably at modern Harmonly, Licinius retreated from contact with Constantine the Great. 1 March Licinius recognized Constantine the Great as his superior, ceded all his territories outside of Thrace, and agreed to depose and execute Valerius Valens, whom he had raised to Augustus. 3243 July Battle of Adrianople. 324 Licinius suffered a bloody defeat at the hands of Constantine the Great on the Maritsa. 18 September Battle of Chrysopolis. Constantine the Great dealt a decisive defeat to the remnants of Licinius's army. Licinius surrendered. 32,520 May First Council of Nicaea, an ecumenical council called by Constantine the Great at Nicaea opened, which would establish the Nicene Creed, asserting Jesus to be equal to and of the same substance as God the Father. Licinius was executed. 326 Constantine the Great ordered the death of his oldest son Crispus. 33011 May Constantine the Great moved his capital to Byzantium and renamed the city Constantinople, city of Constantine. 332 Constantine the Great campaigned against the Goths. 334 Constantine the Great campaigned against the Sarmatians. 337 Roman-Persian Wars. The Sasanian Shah Shapur II invaded Armenia and Mesopotamia. 22 May Constantine the Great died. 9 September Constantine the Great's 3 sons declared themselves Augusti and divided their father's empire into 3 parts, with Constantine II, emperor, receiving Britain, Iberia, Gaul and Illyria, Constantius II Asia, Syria, Palestina and Egypt, and Constans Italy and Africa. Theon Constans was placed under Constantine II's guardianship. 338 Constantine II campaigned against the Alemanni. Constantine II granted Illyria to his brother Constans. 340 Constantine II invaded Italy. He was ambushed and slain at Aquileia by Constans, who inherited his territory. 341 Constans and Constantius II issued a ban against pagan sacrifice. 344 Siege of Singara. Sasanian forces failed to capture the Roman fortress of Singara. 35018 January Magnentius, commander of the Jovians and Herculeans, was acclaimed ruler of Rome by his legions. Constans was killed in Elm by followers of Magnentius. 3 June Constantius Chlorus's grandson Nepotianus entered Rome with a band of gladiators and there declared himself imperator. 30 June Marcellinus, Magister Officiorum, one of Magnentius's generals, entered Rome and executed Nepotianus. 35115 March Constantius II granted his cousin Constantius Gallus the title Caesar. 28 September Battle of Mursa Major. Constantius II defeated Magnentius in a bloody battle in the valley of Drava. 353 Battle of Mons Seleucus. Constantius II dealt Magnentius a decisive defeat at modern Labatimon Salion. Magnentius committed suicide. 354 Gallus was put to death. 3556 November Constantius II declared Julian emperor, Caesar, and granted him command in Gaul. 357 Battle of Strasbourg. Julian defeated a vastly superior Alemanni force near Argentoratum, solidifying Roman control west of the Rhine. 360 February The petulance, ordered east from Paris in preparation for a war with the Sasanian Empire, instead mutinied and proclaimed Julian Augustus. 3613 November Constantius II named Julian as his successor before dying of fever. 3635 March Julian's Persian War. Roman forces embarked from Antioch on a punitive expedition against the Sasanian Empire. 26 June Battle of Samarra. Sasanian forces harassed a Roman army in retreat at Samarra from a failed siege of their capital Ctesiphon. Julian was killed. 27 June Julian's army declared one of their generals, Jovian, Emperor, Augustus. July Julian's Persian War. Jovian agreed to cede the 5 provinces east of the Tigris to the Sasanian Empire, ending the war. 36417 February Jovian died. 26 February the army acclaimed the general Valentinian I the Great Augustus. 28 March Valentinian the Great appointed his younger brother Valens Augustus with rule over the Eastern Empire, and continued as Augustus in the West. 37517 November Valentinian the Great died of a stroke. His son Gratian, then Junior Augustus in the West, succeeded him as Senior Augustus. 22 November the army acclaimed Valentinian the Great's young son Valentinian II Augustus of the West. 376 Fleeing Hunnic aggression. The Goths, under the leadership of the Thuringi chieftain Fritigern, crossed the Danube and entered the Eastern Empire as political refugees. Gothic War. 376–382 Following the deaths of several Roman soldiers during civil unrest in Thrace, the officer Eupicenus arrested Fritigern and the Greuthungi chieftain Elathius. 3789 August Battle of Adrianople. A combined Gothic-Hellenic force decisively defeated the Roman army near Edurne. Valens was killed. 37919 January Gratian named the general Theodosius I the Great Augustus in the east. 38027 February Theodosius the Great issued the Edict of Thessalonica, making Christianity the state church of the Roman Empire. 3823 October Gothic War. 376–382 The Goths were made foederati of Rome and granted land and autonomy in Thrace, ending the war. 38325 August Gratian was delivered by mutineers to the Magister Equitum Andregathius and executed. 39215 May Valentinian II was found hanged in his residence. He may have been murdered by his guardian, the Frankish general Arbogast. 22 August Arbogast declared Eugenius Augustus and ruler in the West. 39323 January Theodosius the Great appointed his younger son Honorius, Emperor, Augustus in the West. 3946 September Battle of the Frigidus. Forces loyal to Theodosius the Great defeated and killed Arbogast and Eugenius, probably near the Vipava. 39517 January Theodosius the Great died. His elder son Arcadius succeeded him as Augustus in the Eastern Byzantine Empire. The young Honorius became sole Augustus in the Western Roman Empire under the regency of Magister Militum Stilicho. 398 Gildornic War. Gildo, comes of Africa, was killed following a failed rebellion against the Western Roman Empire. 5th century. Year-date event 402 The capital of the Western Roman Empire was moved to Ravenna. 40631 December Crossing of the Rhine. A coalition of foreign tribes including the Vandals, Alans and Suebi invaded the Western Roman Empire across the Rhine. 4081 May Arcadius died. 41024 August Sack of Rome. 410 Rome was sacked by the Visigoths under their king Alaric I. End of Roman rule in Britain. The last Roman forces left Britain. 4218 February Honorius appointed his brother-in-law and Magister Militum Constantius III co-ruler of the Western Roman Empire with himself. 2 September Constantius III died. 42315 August Honorius died. The Western Roman patrician Castinus declared the Primusors Joannes Augustus. 42423 October The Byzantine Augustus Theodosius II the Younger, the calligrapher, named the young Valentinian III, his cousin and Constantius III's son, Caesar with rule over the West. His mother Galla Placidia was appointed regent. 425 Joannes was executed in Aquileia. 447 Battle of the Eutus. The Huns under Attila defeated a Byzantine army in a bloody battle near Theutus. 45028 July Theodosius the Younger died in a riding accident. 452 Attila abandoned his invasion of Italy following a meeting at the Mincio with the Pope Leo I. 45516 March Valentinian III was assassinated on orders of the Senator Petronius Maximus. 17 March the Senator claimed Maximus Augustus of the Western Roman Empire. 31 May Maximus was killed by a mob as he attempted to flee Rome in the face of a Vandal advance. 2 June Sack of Rome. 455 The Vandals entered and began to sack Rome. 9 July The Magister Militum of Avitus was pronounced Augustus of the Western Roman Empire at Toulouse by the Visigothic king Theodoric II. 45617 October Avitus was forced to flee Rome following a military coup by the general Ricimer and Theodomesticus Majorian. 457 Avitus died. 27 January The Byzantine Augustus Marcian died. 28 February The Byzantine Augustus Leo I the Thracian appointed Majorian Magister Militum in the West. 1 April The army acclaimed Majorian Augustus of the Western Roman Empire. 4617 August Majorian was killed after torture near the Staphora on Ricimer's orders. 19 November The Senate elected Libius Severus from among their number as Augustus of the Western Roman Empire. 46515 August Severus died. 46712 April Leo the Thracian elevated the comes Anthemius to Caesar with rule over the Western Roman Empire. 468 Battle of Cap Bon. 468 The Vandal kingdom destroyed a combined Western Roman and Byzantine invasion fleet at Cap Bon. 47211 July Anthemius was killed in flight following Ricimer's conquest of Rome. Maximus's son Olybrius was acclaimed Augustus of the Western Roman Empire. 18 August Ricimer died. Ricimer's nephew Gundobad succeeded him as Magister Militum and took the title Patrician. Olybrius died. 4733 March The Germanic elements of the army elected the Domesticus Glycerius Augustus of the Western Roman Empire. Gundobad relinquished his Western Roman titles to succeed his father as King of Burgundy. 474 Leo the Thracian appointed Julius Nepos, his nephew and governor of Dalmatia, ruler of the Western Roman Empire in opposition to Glycerius. 18 January Leo the Thracian died. He was succeeded by his grandson Leo II, Emperor. 9 February Zeno, Emperor, became co-Augustus of the Byzantine Empire with his young son Leo II. July Nepos deposed Glycerius. 17 November Leo II died, possibly after being poisoned by his mother Ariadne, Empress. 475 January Zeno was forced to flee Constantinople for his homeland Isauria in the face of a popular revolt. 9 January Basiliscus, brother of Leo the Thracian's widow Verina, was acclaimed Augustus of the Byzantine Empire by the Byzantine Senate. Nepos appointed Orestes, father of Romulus Augustulus, Magister Militum and commander-in-chief of the Western Roman military. 28 August Orestes took control of the Western Roman capital Ravenna, forcing Nepos to flee to Dalmatia. 31 October Orestes declared his young son Romulus Augustus of the Western Roman Empire. 476 August Zeno recaptured Constantinople and accepted Basiliscus's surrender. 23 August Germanic foederati under the command of the general Odoacer renounced Western Roman authority and declared Odoacer their king. 28 August Odoacer captured and executed Orestes at Piacenza. 4 September Odoacer conquered the Western Roman capital Ravenna, forced Romulus to abdicate and declared himself king of Italy. The Senate sent Zeno the imperial regalia of the Western Roman Empire. 48025 April Nepos was murdered in his residence in Split. 4919 April Zeno died. 6th century. Year date event 5189 July Augustus Anastasius Idicarus died. 5271 April Augustus Justin I appointed his older son Justinian I the Great co-Augustus with himself. 1 August Justin I died. 5297 April The Codex Justinianus, which attempted to consolidate and reconcile contradictions in Roman law, was promulgated. 532 Justinian the Great ordered the construction of the Hagia Sophia in Constantinople. 53321 June Vandalic War, a Byzantine force under the general Belisarius departed for the Vandal kingdom. 13 September Battle of Ad Dissimum, a Byzantine army defeated a Vandal force near Carthage. 15 December Battle of Tricamarum, the Byzantines defeated a Vandal army and forced their king Gelimer to flight. 534 March Vandalic War, Gelimer surrendered to Belisarius and accepted his offer of a peaceful retirement in Galatia, ending the war. The territory of the Vandal kingdom was reorganized as the Praetorian Prefecture of Africa. 535 Gothic War, 535–554 Byzantine forces crossing from Africa invaded Sicily, then an Ostrogothic possession. 536 December Gothic War, 535–554 Byzantium took Rome with little Ostrogothic resistance. 537–7 December The Hagia Sophia was completed. 552 July Battle of Tegini, a Byzantine army dealt a decisive defeat to the Ostrogoths at Guildotadino. The Ostrogoth king Totila was killed. 553 Battle of Mons Lactaris, an Ostrogothic force was ambushed and destroyed at Monte Latari on its way to relieve a Byzantine siege of Cumae. The Ostrogoth king Tyab was killed. 565 March Belisarius died. 14 November Justinian the Great died. 568 The Lombards invaded Italy. 573 The general Narses died. 574 Augustus Justin II began to suffer from fits of insanity. 5785 October Justin II died. 58214 Augustus Tiberius II Constantine died. 7th century. Year date event 602 Byzantine Sasanian War of 602–628. The Sasanian Empire declared war on Byzantium. 6071 Augustus Phocas dedicated the column of Phocas in the Roman Forum. 626 June Siege of Constantinople. 626 Sasanian and Avar forces laid siege to Constantinople. 634 April Muslim conquest of the Levant, a Rashidun army departed Medina for the Levant. 640 January Muslim conquest of Egypt, a Rashidun force laid siege to Pelusium. The legions of the East Roman army were reorganized into themes. 6418 November siege of Alexandria. 641 Byzantine authorities in the Egyptian capital Alexandria surrendered to the besieging Rashidun army. 663 Basilus Constans II visited Rome. 698 Battle of Carthage. 698 An Umayyad siege and blockade of Carthage forced the retreat of Byzantine forces. The city was conquered and destroyed. 8th century. Year date event 717 Siege of Constantinople, 717-718 The Umayyad Caliphate besieges the city of Constantinople. 71815 August Siege of Constantinople, 717-718 The Umayyad Caliphate lifts the siege of Constantinople due to famine, disease and an unusual